went to New Orleans over the weekend. This is a fun random story. And I went for the Unrigged Summit where we try to get money out of politics and a lot of the groups who work on that. By the way, not only progressive groups, but also conservative groups, because there are a lot of great conservatives in the country who want to get money out of politics or who want to do campaign finance reform in different ways, because like most Republican voters, they understand that our system has become completely corrupted, rigged, if you will, and obviously President Trump ran on that. He didn't do much about it afterwards, if you ask me, or check any facts. But he did at least run on that, and Republican voters don't like the corruption any more than progressive voters do. They're very right about that. In fact, 93% of Americans say that politicians serve their donors and not their voters. But I went to the conference, and that was wonderful, and we had a good and constructive panel about the 28th Amendment. Don't worry, we're gonna fix it. wolf-pack.com. So go to that, go to wolf-pack.com/join to become part of Wolfpack and become a member. Go to wolf-pack.com/states to see what state you can get involved in and volunteer. So that was all great. But as I was going around New Orleans, Mardi Gras had begun. It's not the main weekend of Mardi Gras, but the first weekend. And there are lots of people in the street, so I ran into a lot of people just walking around having nothing to do with the conference. And lots of people said wonderful things. A couple of people were convinced that Ben Mankiewicz is awesome and would be fun to hang out with. I'd love to hear that. Lots of nice things that people said about John Iadarola and Anna Kasparian and Jimmy Dore and Michael Schur and J.R. Jackson and the whole group. It was wonderful to hear. Thank you, guys. But what I was more intrigued by were the haters. So there's two people who happen to be conservatives who watch the show because of debates I've been in or the election night coverage, which they love. And the guy was an older gentleman I was sitting next to, and he said he loves watching that election night and watching us get depressed. And bless his heart, he got every right to do that. Go forward, watch it for yourself. Watch us on next election night, see what happens. TYTnetwork.com/live. Anyway, but you know what? We wound up having a civil conversation for about 20 minutes or so, because I wound up having a time in the day which I normally wouldn't, and it was great, it was refreshing. And you know what happened? We agree on 75% of the issues. So, because there's all these talking points on the right, and all they got is talking points. So like, money is speech. I'm like, wait. Have the corruption, do you think the politicians are corrupt? He's like, yeah, totally. But I think the way to solve it is smaller government. Okay, you wanna end the wars? Actually, yeah, I mean, the Pentagon is a little out of control. Good, we agree on that. Hey, I'm pro-choice, I think that means smaller government. He's like, well, I get that argument, and on and on and on. And once you get past the talking points, there is no boogeyman on the left. If there is, it certainly isn't here, where we say, oh my God, wouldn't it be great if we had a giant government that ran all parts of your life? No, we want a government that serves the people and not the donors. It's not that complicated. Okay, then second guy did what happens from time to time, going through the rain in Mardi Gras, and he sees me, he's like, hey, Cenk Uygur, Ben Shapiro ate you. I mean, ate your lunch. Ate your lunch. There was a similar tweet that guy's now deleted from a bunch of months ago, where he's like, Ben Shapiro did this and this to you. I'm like, I don't think that's what it means, what you think it means. But I am amused that there's all these people who believe that Ben Shapiro somehow ate me. Okay, so that's fun for everybody. No harm in that. You like Ben, you like Crowder. God bless your heart. I mean, you're wrong, but that's all right. Which leads me to my final point here, which is two guys came up to me, and one of them said he grew up in a conservative Catholic household. Another one in an evangelical household. One of them said, look, he just wanted to test out all different points of view, which makes him open-minded and wonderful, etc. The other one said that he came in as a hater, like, oh yeah, loser, Young Turks, I don't watch that, loser, they're gonna be wrong, I hate you, someone destroyed you, I don't know why, I just was told to say that over and over again. So, and then they came in, you know what they found out? Now this is according to them, and you wanna believe me, great, you don't wanna believe me right wing, they're like, oh yeah, no way, but that didn't happen. That's all right, God bless your heart. I don't care if you believe me. I'm telling for folks what really happened. And this is what I love. They said, I came in, a guy from the Catholic background, and said, I was like, well, I got a point on that one. And then the next one, I was like, well, that was not so bad. And then by the third one, I was like, God damn it, I think I'm a progressive. He said he's now a progressive. Both of them said they went from conservative to realizing that in reality, the other side's been lying to them, and they looked it up for themselves. They even Googled it, if you will, and found out that we were right, and found out that we're fighting for the little guy, and the other guys are trying to protect the rich and the powerful at the expense of the average American. And they became progressives, and they said that we changed their lives. Look, man, I don't know how many of those stories are out there, but I love that. That makes everything worth it. So you guys keep on sending the haterade. We'll turn it into lemonade. Come on, send the haterade. Keep sending more people, because the right wing's like, oh yeah, why is the Young Turks? Then you control them. Keep coming, brother. Keep coming, and we'll keep turning them into progressives. You couldn't do us a bigger favor. If you become a member of the Young Turks, you'll be saying,
you know, I'm like a smart person.
So do it right now. TYTnetwork.com/join. Get the whole Young Turks show every day.